Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, Africa. Good morning, world. My name is Barrister Pink Republic, aka the Princess of Umuokpu Oka, Anambra State. Hey, I think this thing happened last week, right? What I'm about to say from the topic. That's why I display the topic for people so that it will not look as if they don't know what I'm about to say. This one is a very hot topic. A prophetess killed, prayer warriors missing after they went into the bush for 3 days fasting and prayer. I want to establish the story. So they said the prophetess identified as prophetess Ebere, who has been ministering in Owerri, took some members of her prayer warriors, went into the bush to do 3 days fasting and intensive prayers. After 3 days, when the prayers should have ended, they were not back. Other members of our ministry started to feel uneasy. After some days, they got a call that the prayer warriors, including the prophetess, have been kidnapped and they should pay 20 million ransom to secure their release. They tried to negotiate, but the kidnapper said it's non-negotiable. They rallied for the money amongst themselves and sent it to the kidnappers. After sending the money, they waited for their members of their prayer warriors. They waited for the prophet and the prayer warriors to return, but no show. So they organized themselves, went into the bush to search for them. Shockingly, they found the decaying remnants of their prophetess, who appeared to be long dead. The other prayer warriors were not found, neither dead nor alive. Two things here. I want us to see. I'm somebody that is security conscious. Among the prayer warriors, it's not that I'm labeling them. Among the prayer warriors, did they profile? Do they know who they are praying with? Because people will say unknown gunman or unknown gunman, but they said from where I come from, it is the rats that is inside the house that will tell the rats outside that there's cheese inside. That is my suspicion. Another theory for me, another conspiracy theory for me, is that maybe they were just unfortunate. But what held strongly in my mind is the fact that maybe amongst them, the prayer warriors, in quotes, somebody knew that they come there all the time to pray. Because guess what? She was the only one that was killed. What happened to the remaining prayer warriors? Neither dead or alive. There's something fishy there. So let me leave all my conspiracy theory aside and go straight to the point that I want to ask people. I know some people back then when I was a very strong member of the charismatic group in the Catholic Church, they will say they are going to the mountain to pray. So I thought it's just like mountain, and you pretend, you pretend that you're in a mountain. It's not that you're actually going to a mountain. And I found out that they were actually going to a mountain in Oshun. And there was one question I asked them. To do what? They said they want to go and pray and seek the face of the Lord. And I said, oh, people call themselves Christians. But guess what? they don't trust God. Because if you trust God, you will know that God said, I am everywhere. I know what you do. I know your thoughts even before you came before me. Several parts of the Bible have told you, and even Jesus himself taught us how to pray. I see people commanding when they are praying. They command the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is not your mate. The Holy Spirit is part of God. You don't command. You plead to God. If you did say okay, please just say hi under this post. Remember, they said there's something called selfish prayer. How to pray. Selfish prayer and non-selfish. If you remember, please indicate. If you did see okay in secondary school, they'll teach you selfish and non-selfish prayer. And part of the selfish prayer is to think that God can be seen only in one place, or he will answer you very well when in one place. God say, I am everywhere. And the church is not even about a house. It's not. It's now here. God dines and lives as in everywhere you are in your body. And even the Bible have encouraged several times that if you want to pray, you don't need to be screaming. You go to the corner of your house, one corner of your house, and pray. When the Pharisees asked Jesus, and I will use the word, his followers asked Jesus, what did Jesus say? Very simple prayer. It's not to scatter and cast and bind. It's okay. All those ones are okay. But Jesus that we are following as Christians gave us simple prayer. He said, Our Father, who art in heaven. So you have to know that God's location is in heaven, so that you will know which God are you praying to. A lot of people worship different gods. It's only when you write it, you know the difference between the gods. But when you pronounce it, it's still the same God pronunciation or pronunciation. So what I'm trying to say is that the prayer Jesus gave to us, to me, is more than enough. It's short, it's small, but it speaks louder than most casting and binding and destroying. Because you don't even know if you are going to wake up tomorrow. And that is why inside that Our Father, he said, give us this day our daily bread. He did not say days. He used the word day. So you pray according to your needs. Some people always believe other people don't pray because they don't come outside to kabash the way you kabash. No. And remember, inside a prayer, it's not about casting and binding. Inside the Lord's Prayer, Jesus said, forgive us as our trespasses, as we also forgive those who trespass against us. How many of you are forgiving those who have trespassed against them? But you are kabashing and going to the mountain and going to the bushes to pray. So the truth about this whole thing is that everything boils down to faith and your exposure. And most people just believe that, oh, because I was born in this faith. It's not an excuse. On the last day, God received the wheat from the shaft. As far as your conscience is pricking you and telling you that what you are doing is not okay, listen to your conscience. These are your guardian angel. Igbo people will call it chi. Your guardian angel is within you, speaking. But no, everything God gave to us, the commandments, how many of you have kept even one or two per day? but you are entering the mountain to Kabash. I want to beg people, let me seriously say this now. Stop. In the name of the Lord, stop. If you need help, prayer on your own, you can fast, you can pray. But you don't need to shout. Because God can hear you. Even what you have in your mind, the bad thing, the good thing you have in your mind. Especially the people that don't have a place, either they are good or bad, they stand in the middle. God has said, I will spit you out. And the Lord's Prayer still tell us, if you carry anything in your mind against somebody else, and you are going, and see, everything tallies. Jesus said it as a parable, and you are going to that altar, you have to go back to settle with that your brother or your sister before you come and give that offering. Your conscience. So the bush, or really dry fasting, so people still do it, and at the same time they have not repented. Check your life. So it's not about praying. Everybody knows you are praying, everybody knows you're a pastor. You don't need it. I call it show off. Christianity show off. Use today to ask yourself, am I a good person? Do I say the truth? Do I hold grudges? Or have you had a one-on-one and tell people, this is how I feel? My perception is saying that you are wrong or I am wrong. At least try. But there's a part of the Bible people think, cut off. So what God is trying to tell you, let me tell you, people don't understand. Toxic, they call toxic brothers and sisters. Toxic friendship, toxic marriage. And a marriage and a friendship of brother and sister that will not lead you to heaven, cut it off. Because one, if you decided to worship, if you have decided in your life to worship God, you will leave everything and follow him. On the last day, you will not recognize who is your brother. On the last day, you will not know who is your mother, your father. So what? Save your soul. That is where I will end it. And I'll quickly move over to the next one. They say, if a caretaker fatally, a animal caretaker was fatally attacked by tiger at southeastern Oklahoma Wildlife Preservation. Okay, let me establish this. An animal handler was killed on Saturday by a tiger at Grola Pines Tiger Preserve in southern Oklahoma. The organization confirmed on Sunday. The preserve, located near Hugo close to the Texas border, described the death of Ryan Esley as an accident involving a tiger under his care. In a statement on his Facebook page, the facility said, "This tragedy is a painful reminder of both the beauty and unpredictability of the natural world. Ryan understood those risks, not out of recklessness, but out of love. The animals under his cares were not just animals to him, but beings he formed a connection with, one rooted in respect, daily care, and love." Grola Pines said all tours are cancelled until further notice. The private preserve allows visitors to book tours to see tigers and watch demonstrations on how the animals are trained and cared for. The truth about this whole thing is that it's okay that you are good with animals, but always remember why they named them animals. They can turn on you at any time. You can be doing as if they not love you. You can shake them, even put your hand in your mouth. The day they are ready for you, they will eat you. So be smart when you are doing all this stuff. Look at the other lady, that is it dolphin, harmful in quotes, dolphin killed her when she was doing what? Display. It ate her, cut her into two. Let me not even dwell on this thing. Animal is animal. That's why my type, I don't keep animals. But if there is a dog, please stay in the cage. That is where I will keep you. Simple. Let me move over to the movie section. So we have Nosferatu. So Nosferatu, I don't think it's a new movie, but it's a 2024 movie being shown on showmax. But the truth about this Nosferatu, I think there's an original Nosferatu. I want to see the year of that one. I've been trying to get it. But this Nosferatu is looking like there is the original one. It's looking like in the 40s. Aha! So it's not even in the 40s. The first Nosferatu is in 1922. 22. So the new Nosferatu was acted in 2024. There's something true about these two movies. It's like it has to come out when there's a two somewhere, right? But this Nosferatu is talking about, I want to give you an example. People that imagine and think. So there's a lady in this movie that wants to be touched, that wants to, imagine to be treated well sexually and all that. She had all these thoughts. She didn't know that she was creating a demon in her head, and there's a demon somewhere else that's been like a vampire that is transmitting all that to her, So she thought it was an imaginary thought. She didn't know it was a monster actually somewhere that hijacked all her thoughts and was using it against her. To the extent that she got married, this monster located her from everywhere, tried to kill her husband, but at the end she had to sacrifice herself because she felt that it was her fault. What I'm saying is that people should stop harboring evil thoughts. That's why they say a idle man is a devil's workshop. Be very careful what you think of. A wandering demon might just hijack on it and start using it against you. So let me quickly move over to the next movie, which is the Fall of the Roman Empire on YouTube. So this one is a YouTube movie, but this is a 1964 movie featuring Sofia Loren, Christopher Plummer. Christopher is casting Von Trapp in Sound of Music, and something Guinness, one other guy. These are very popular actors that acted it. Now, I always tell people, please don't just limit yourself to the films that just come out now. Because by the time you start watching throwback movie, you find out that these movies, they've acted it before, but different words, title. So I'm sure I and Russell Crowe have watched this, The Fall of the Roman Empire. Because if you watch the Fall of the Roman Empire, you found out where this movie, Russell Crowe, wrote and even directed The Gladiators is coming from. And I believe The Fall of the Roman Empire 1964 gave us the original version of what really happened. So what Russell Crowe did was to sit down and restructure how he wanted it to be. But you'll still be hearing Marcus Aurelius. You'll still be hearing all those familiar names that you hear in that The Gladiator, in that The Fall of Roman Empire. So you can get this film on YouTube. They feature Sofia Loren, Christopher Plummer, and something else, Guinness. So let me quickly, I don't want to dwell on it because there's time. So Sofia Loren is the third movie I want to discuss about. There's a movie she acted, they call it the Two Women on YouTube. So these particular two women, I don't know who did Primary Colors, but it was shown back then on DBN Night Shift. Yeah, this particular movie, The Two Women, is a 1960 movie. You can get it on YouTube. But if you watch it, you will remember this movie. It was shown in color, but I believe somebody threw in primary colors on that movie. But the original version is a black and white movie, and she actually won an Oscar. But she did not appear for the ceremony. But she was in Italy when she heard that she won, so somebody represented her. But the truth about this whole thing is that when you watch these two women, it gives you an insight on the other side of town, which is Italy, inside Italy, what was going on during the World War II. Come on, I don't even know what people are watching, because my kind of movies, I don't know if it's your kind of movies. But the truth about this whole thing is that we have beautiful movies in every app that you have downloaded on your phone or your gadgets and all of that thing. So we have movies everywhere you will love and enjoy. I hope you enjoy my list today. I don't want us to limit ourselves to a breaking, because I would have mentioned some that just came outside, but I want us to also give chance to the ones that have existed before, because when you keep watching those ones, you'll find out that, oh, most of the movies that we are appreciating today are remakes. So you'll be seeing more of old movies I'll be throwing to your side. So don't forget to shop with us at Anthony Supermarket, 87B Olani Street, New Okoba, Lagos. Bye for now.